But just because I've got my little signs from back in the day when I would be doing it at the open mic, you know, you can't even see these things, but these are my goofy little signs. Hello, welcome to Poetic License, boys and girls. There is no status change on the progress of it appearing in the bookstore. And I'm saying this to Tom, it is looking like it is thin that it will be going back to that location because I have to wait for them to send me paperwork to then send it to the city. And so it seems like that's going to be more difficult and time consuming if it happens.
Yeah, well, thanks for keeping it going on all levels. This is really good.
And I thank John F. McMullen for volunteering the space because I'm a cheap ass and didn't want to pay for having unlimited Zoom space, and he already had it, so he's double. So he is my technical henchman or something. I should say hi, hello, and wave myself to people that are watching live. But this is an open mic. You can see it on the Facebook event page to be able to be admitted into a Zoom meeting as well. I do round robins of. Usually it's 2 to 3 poems for each person. I've got a list going on here, and so I thought I would read to you 2 poems from one book. This is the most recent issue of cc&d magazine. It is titled Seaweed Garden. It is volume 320. It is just like the grooviest cover because it's actually like a kelp forest or something, and all these fish are swimming around, and I was just like, by taking titles from things from other people, there was something called Seaweed in this issue, and somebody had a garden reference, so I'm like, this will be a cool cover for it. And I thought I'd share with you 2 from this. One of them is a very, very short poem, and when I have short poems, I will have Instagram images for the releases. Susan is back, hello. And I will show it to you here, which is kind of like weird and gross, and you can't see it. It freaks out my husband just to look at this. It's a big, but the cooler part, well, I've got it open, I have a screen. If you look at it on screen, you can see it, this huge blade that is going into an eyeball, which is kind of a spooky thing. But anyway, that actually was taken. Isn't that a lovely sentiment? Isn't it, though? So this is the first one from this poem for you. It's a small one. It's called Zap My Will. Your thoughts have crept into me like an intoxicating aroma I cannot escape as it tickles my cilia and excites all of my senses. Your thoughts have pierced into me like a razor-thin needle sliding around my sclera until it pierces my brain. Your thoughts, I hear them even as I sleep. Your sounds enter my ear canal and zap my will until I become yours, wholly, completely. Not on like a fishhook into my open eye. You have caught me, and now my eyes are wide open. Under your total control, I anxiously await your next words to consume me, to control me, so I can become your tool. This is what you do to me, and there is no going back. Now I go for a little later on in the issue. Some people thank you. I see applause in there. And it was funny when I did 2 shows, and I will talk about them briefly. I did one in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and then I did 2 in Chicago. And the first one I did was periodic table poems, 20 minutes of periodic table poems. And then at the end of the night, I had a regular poetry feature. And when I started with the periodic table poems, I'm like, okay, you guys, you don't have to applaud between them. And I didn't bother saying, I'm at Zoom meetings, I'm used to not getting applause as I've been reading all the time. It's not a big deal, but it was cool to be able to share in rapid fire a bunch of periodic table poems with people. But one person sends me stories of elements, and when they do, and they're always thrilled when I do this, I will add Twitter length or full length poems about the elements afterwards. And this is a Twitter length poem that is within Seaweed Garden. It doesn't have an image to go along with it, and it's called Ruthenium for free. A metals company once even offered 100 grams of this absolutely free to aspiring researchers, hoping someone someday may find a use for it. That's us, trying to see what uses everything has for us feeble human beings. But That's what humanity's all about. More mass exploitation. Short ones, but I was only doing 2 from that one because I thought my last poem would be another short one for you guys. That is from the 2021 Scars Publications issue collection book that is called Regarding Utopia. I still like this one because it's roses that were just caught in a storm in February in Austin, Texas last year. So, you know, you can always say, well, what's beautiful? It's all rose or it's thorns. This is another short one as I say, if there's an image that goes with it, it will appear in the book. But within the pages, they appear in black and white, which is why I've got it on here as well. So you can see a color version. It's called Listen to Life. And there's a little ukulele thing or something, but you know, picture, whatever. If you wanted to see the poem, you could see it online. This is a short one to close the end of it for my starting poems. Before I start with the open mic, this is called Listen to Life. Life teaches you lessons if you learn to listen. Life can destroy you if you're not paying notice. Learn what to listen for, and never forget. Life can also thrill you if you listen just right. Short little one from the issue collection book for you guys on that one. Thank you, thank you. It's so cute just to see like this very quiet applause. You guys are double plus awesome. We will start with the round robin. I will go for an order so that everybody knows it, and I will say who's next as well as the poet that will be following them. Of course, John F. McMullen always follows me. Then I've got Patricia, Michael Sindler, Brian Generalissimo himself, Therese, Richard, Steve, Blaine, Tom, and Susan. So that you all know. So, of course, as always, John F. McMullen, you're up. And Patricia, be ready after he is done. John, darling, are you ready to go?